What's up, y'all? Spikes2 here, or Spikes, and you 7% potency. Yeah, 7% potency. That's what I said. That's what we got coming to us this month, or well, in April. And we want to break down these augments because this is the first time that we've seen this. We saw the headline and we were like, well, we as in me, I was like, whoa, I saw the 7%. I was like, whoa, hold up. What's going on here? 7%? We just got a 4%. Now you've seen 7%? What? Wow. Anyways, only catch is, though there's one small catch. This is for our duel only, but we're going to dive in here because it was moving kind of quickly. Couldn't really see it, so we're going to break down each augment. There's 5 different augments, and then we'll kind of look at something else that I noticed too that was kind of interesting that we saw that could be another augment coming in the future, which they didn't release the stats for. Just a little small thing. Anyways, let's dive right in. So as you can see here, they show the augments right here, but it was very quickly. You're not really going to be able to see it, but this is for the new high difficulty quests, dual challenges that they're adding. And so here's what we break it down when we slow down that whole screen right here. So we're going to have 5 new augments here. We're going to have the Defi Iris, not sure how you pronounce this, the Defi series. Look, I'm trying my best not to butcher the names, okay? The Defi Plutos, that one's definitely pronounced right. The Defi Machinis, and the Defi Homius. So those are the 5 that we're going to have. Each of them are going to have different components in them, which kind of really shows how difficult these challenges are going to be. Now, these augments can only be utilized for these challenges, so we'll kind of discuss exactly how this should be happening, because obviously you're not going to put these on your main weapon, as these only apply for the challenges. And as we can see in the video, you see that they currently is phase 1 through 4. So there's 4 bosses and it's phase 1. So we will be seeing new phases in the future. So this is something that is in the game to stay. So keep this in mind as well. This is going to be some new content that's going to be great. But we're talking about the augments here, so I'm not going to sidetrack too heavily because, you know, we don't want to get too crazy with the video. And the next thing you know, we spent an hour talking about how great the challenge is going to be. Bruh. Anyways, so with the Defi Iris, first and foremost, that's the first one that we have. And that one's going to be damage resistance. So if we look at this one, you're going to see damage resistance plus 20% on these. This is the very first one. So, okay, that lets you know right there. That's the very first augment that we're seeing. And we're like, okay, damage resistance plus 20%. This obviously goes to show that these mobs are probably going to be hitting pretty hard if they felt the need. They were felt compelled to give us 20% damage resistance. That's nice. Remember, all these have 7% potency on it, so that's really super nice. Okay, the next one up in line is going to be the Defi series. Not sure how you say that. It's going to have offensive PP recovery on this. Okay, this percentage is going to be 30% plus 30%. So that's pretty huge. Keep in mind, like, things such as Enthusia, right? The Enthusia, Fixa level 5 is plus 5% PP recovery, right? I believe that's correct. Hope that's correct. So plus 30% is quite a lot. Quite frankly, that's quite a lot. So that tells you something right there. Remember, all these augments can be used together. This isn't just like one augment. Like the whole sole purpose of these is for 5 augments that you put all 5 of them on your units, or on your weapon rather. That's what this for. I guess it's, I mean, it could go to units too. So you basically have a build. You basically have a dual build. Pretty much is what you have here. You have a full dual build with all these augments on it. The third one's going to be the Defi Plutos. Makes you think of Sailor Pluto. Sailor Pluto, dude. Sailor Pluto's. I feel like I always had like a crush on Sailor Pluto. You know, I think Sailor Pluto was like Sailor Pluto was like, oh dude, yeah. Sailor Pluto had like the green hair, right? I think like Sailor Pluto and like Sailor Saturn were like the two that. Anyways, that's beyond. That's beyond the point. Defi Plutos is going to have crit hit rate plus 5%. That's not too much, but either way, crit hit It's nice to have. Obviously goes to show though that they're not caring too much about crit hit. It seems like crit hit's still getting kind of a back burner treatment. I mean, of course they're releasing Slayer, which gives crit hit bonuses, but you can see that they're not giving too much on the crit hit right here, probably because they also know how OP it would be if they were to give like a whole bunch of crit hit, right? Because of this next one that we're about to see, the Defi Maximus, not sure how you say that. This one's going to have potency floor increase. The potency floor increase is plus 20%. That's a huge number. Keeping it like, for instance, like a Direct Keeper 4 is plus 6%, right? So this is plus 20% on this. And now think about and consider this. These can be used on your weapons and your armor, right? So that's kind of a lot if you're putting this on all of them, right? And actually, I don't think you should put it on all of them, because it actually would get to a point where it would negate, it would hit the cap, correct? Yeah, it would hit the cap. So you wouldn't want to put all these on all of them, or at least the potency floor one. I don't believe so. If I'm calculating that correctly, I'm pretty sure, because the base is at 50. So pretty sure that you wouldn't want to do that, right? But either way, that's a huge amount. Potency floor increase plus 20% is a absolutely huge amount. And then lastly, we have the Defi Homius, which is Photon Blast Gauge Build, or build up, however you want to say it. When attacking. So plus 30%, I'm looking at my notes right here. So increases PB gauge when attacking plus 30%. So this is actually really huge, because honestly, this basically guarantees that you have your Photon Blast always ready if you're using a Neos Astrian. Because keep in mind, remember, the Neos Astrian is going to be Photon Blast gauge charged when attacking plus 25%. So you're getting that on top of this. So that's pretty much saying like you're going to have that thing ready off a cooldown every single time. That's pretty much what it's getting at. That's pretty much what's going to happen with that amount going on there. You're going to have that off a cooldown pretty much every single time, which is super huge. And this goes to show that these challenges are going to be of a difficult nature. Keep in mind that these challenges are going to be solo only solo, and they're not going to have the instant revives, where like purples have, where you die and then you revive after 5 seconds. It's not going to have that type of stuff in there. These are meant to challenge the player. They're solo only, and they are meant to challenge the player. In the headline, he even discussed saying that these mobs hit so hard that they'll pretty much one-shot you, which is great for players who like to play at a high level, who like to challenge themselves. So we've been wanting content like this, and that is super huge. So we are excited about that for sure. Nonetheless, we're excited about that, super excited about that. And so keep in mind that you can put all 5 of these augments on all of your units. So that's how this is intended to be. Now, where do these augments come from? I bet you're wondering, correct? They come from seasonal events. That's what was exposed to us. As we can see here, we have 3 that are in the seasonal shop. These 3 are Sirius, Homius, and Iris, or Iris, not sure how you pronounce that. Sirius, as we noted before, is the offensive PP recovery one. The Homius is the PB gauge build up one, and the Irisu is the damage resistance ones. So that means that we're missing out of these the crit hit plus and the potency floor increase. They did not say, I don't believe, where to get these last 2 at. I imagine that they are maybe seasonal drops themselves from the seasonal events instead of these 3, which are in the seasonal shop. That's what I would imagine, or maybe they drop from the dual quests themselves, which is very possible as well. To have an augment that drops that will further increase the efficiency of doing the dual quest. That would make sense for them to do that. If anyone saw something during the headline where they did say where these other 2 drop from, or were they all apparently drop from regardless outside of the seasonal shop, then feel free to drop that in the comments so I can pin it, so that way everyone can know. But that's where they're going to be at, is the seasonal events. They're going to come from the seasonal event, and they're here to help out. They're here to obviously make your life easier for the dual quests. And then there's one thing that we did notice when he was done talking about this, and that is the mention of an augment called the Formido Fusia Augment Capsule. As you can see here, that is interesting. Now, no information was given on this one, but this one is not a dual only quest capsule, a dual quest capsule. This one is not. From what we can see here, it appears to be just a regular capsule, which leads me to believe it's probably the next 4% capsule, or possibly even higher. It's definitely going to be the next capsule that climbs up the food chain of capsules, right? Of capsules to be using, right? So that's something to look forward to. All these capsules will be released on the 19th update. So we have a few weeks to look forward to it. And keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff coming, such as potential increases, like weapon potential increases coming as well. So that's going to be huge as well. There's a lot coming here, but this is the first time that we're seeing these 7% capsules, which is pretty huge, and quite frankly makes you want to pour a whole jug of orange juice over my head and then just like go bathe in the sunlight and let it dry up, and then just be like smelling like orange juice all day, because for some reason that's the first thing that came to my mind that could really display my excitement. Don't ask. Anyways, so what you should be doing to prepare for this pretty much is you're going to need to have another Neozastrian weapon. So right now they're handing out Aegis Integra, and you should be holding on to those, or you should be, converting those, because that's the easiest way to go about it. Just buy a Neozastrian weapon and then just have a set for the dual quest that you can make, and just put all those augments on, because you don't want to put these augments on your main weapon that you already have augmented, that you're using out in the world on regular stuff, because these augments will have no effect. They only work in the dual quest. So keep that in mind. Do not put them on your main units, because they will not carry over into real world situations. And by real world, I just mean outside of the dual quests, because obviously the game is not the real world. This is the real world that I'm talking to you, which you're in the real world, but we're all in the real world, but that's not the real world, and this is the real world that we're in. So anyways, you get what I'm saying. So make sure that you don't put them on your main units, but that's basically probably how you want to go about it. You want to have a backup weapon. You're going to have a set for the dual quest. You're going to have a set for everything else. That's pretty much what we're looking at. That's pretty much how you're going to prepare for it. And that's just how it is. Okay. So take advantage of the Integra that they've been throwing out. Right now they have a campaign going on where you get Integras for like all these different urgent quests. So take advantage of that for sure. But that's the augments. So what comes next? I don't know, but we're excited to see, because 7% augments. I really want to see what this Formido augment is. I really want to see what it is. So that's really exciting. We all have something to look forward to. People who like to push themselves to the highest limit. We all have something to look forward to. I'm glad that they're adding content like this, because we want content like this for sure. So let me know what you think down below in the comments about the whole dual quest situation and the new augments that we have. And make sure you like and subscribe to the video and channel. And I will see y'all in the next one. Much love. Out.